Coloring the landscape with beautiful flowers is all in a day's work for Applewood Seed Company.
I think the most rewarding part of what we do here is we make people happy. The end result of our product is beautiful flowers.
And when it comes to wildflowers, this Arvada company has been wildly successful.
As we've become more of a global player, we find that every month is a busy month somewhere.
Applewood Seed Company sells seeds, lots of them. As a wholesale distributor, its seeds are scattered around the world.
The export business is a big part of our business. Generally, it runs 20 to 25% of our sales per year. Asia is our biggest marketplace for that, in China or Korea or Japan.
But the seeds for this growing company were planted more humbly 50 years ago when owner Gene Milstein returned from college with an idea.
I was trying to produce regular garden flower seed and putting it in the stores. It's all on consignment.
Working in his parents' basement in Lakewood, Gene supplemented his earnings from Denver Botanic Gardens by wrapping seeds in little packets bearing hand-drawn art and peddled them all around town.
I tried selling those to all the other kind of stores that didn't have packet seeds, like the health food stores in those days and the drug stores and some of the hardware stores. So that's really how I got into the seed business.
Then an opportunity. A local nursery offered Gene 5 pounds of blue columbine seeds to sell.
There wasn't anybody doing wildflowers when we started, so that was a great niche to fill.
And fill it he did. With the help of his wife Dee, who soon joined the company, Applewood grew into a thriving retail and wholesale operation.
She was the vice president and still is the vice president, and so she did a lot of the product development, all the catalogs, all the editing, and worked with the whole staff to develop the graphics for all of our products. In the early years, we traveled around to a lot of garden centers and nurseries in the western part of the country to sell our seed packets and other products.
But with Dee's retirement in 1997, Applewood sold its retail division and focused solely on the wholesale side. Today, it is a leader in the wholesale seed industry, selling roughly 300 seed varieties, including wildflowers, garden flowers, and some grasses and herbs.
Pallets and pallets go out every day. We do quantities as small as a pound is generally our lower limit, but we'll do 20-foot containers, 40-foot containers for export, and even truckloads for domestic shipments.
We mostly supply all of the packet seed companies and the online companies, mail order companies.
So there's a good chance that the little packet of seeds you buy at your local store came from Applewood Seed Company.
You won't see our name on the packet, but you will find our seed in a very high percentage of the products in the retail stores.
Applewood's 15 employees work out of the company's 10,000 square foot facility in Arvada, which it has called home since 1982. Day-to-day operations include packaging, testing, and acquiring seeds too.
A lot of our production comes out of the Pacific Northwest in seed growing areas.
Applewood's customers include seed distributors, landscapers, golf courses, parks departments, garden centers, reclamation companies, and yes, state highway departments that beautify roadsides across the country. Out back at Applewood's facility, a trial garden sprouts up every spring.
The original purpose was to grow out the seed that we got from all of our farmers, make sure that it was what we refer to as true to type. It was the right color, it was the right height, had the right horticultural characteristics, if it was a variety.
Today, the garden fills a need for education and research, too.
We're doing a lot of basic research that allows us to bring new species in from the wild and also to understand those relationships between those plants and the pollinators that right now are under considerable stress.
Giving bees and butterflies the food that they need to eat is critical to our own food supply, says Norm. Applewood plays a leading role in that research, and with the American Seed Trade Association.
I'm currently the chairman of the Environmental and Conservation Committee, which is actively working on a lot of the challenges with the pollinator issues. Basically, most of the food that we eat that we like to eat are being pollinated by insects. And how do we make that a more balanced ecosystem so that these insects have a place to not only live, but have food to eat so that we can have food to eat? And that gets pretty far removed from the ornamental side of our business. but it has become increasingly important here in recent years.
50 years ago, Gene Milstein came home with an idea. And though Applewood Seed Company has blossomed into a worldwide leader in seeds, through it all,
I think that bringing color and joy to people through flowers has probably been the most satisfying.